Well, thank you very much. A little while ago, I met with the Prime Minister and advised him that I would be challenging him for the leadership of the Liberal Party. And I asked him to arrange or facilitate a meeting of the party room to enable a leadership ballot to be held. Of course, I've also resigned as Communications Minister. Now, this is not a decision that anyone could take lightly. I have consulted with many colleagues, many Australians, many of our supporters in every walk of life. And this course of action has been urged on me by many people over a long period of time. It is clear enough that the government is not successful in providing the economic leadership that we need. It is not the fault of individual ministers. Ultimately, the Prime Minister has not been capable of providing the economic leadership our nation needs. He has not been capable of providing the economic confidence that business needs. Now, we are living as Australians in the most exciting time. The big economic changes that we're living through in here and around the world offer enormous challenges and enormous opportunities. And we need a different style of leadership. We need a style of leadership that explains those challenges and opportunities, explains the challenges and how to seize the opportunities. A style of leadership that respects the people's intelligence, that explains these complex issues, and then sets out the course of action we believe we should take and makes a case for it. We need advocacy, not slogans. We need to respect the intelligence of the Australian people. Now, if we continue with Mr Abbott as Prime Minister, it is clear enough what will happen. He will cease to be Prime Minister and he'll be succeeded by Mr Shorten. You only have to see the catastrophically reckless approach of Mr Shorten to the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement, surely one of the most important foundations of our prosperity, to know that he is utterly unfit to be Prime Minister of this country, and yet so he will be if we do not make a change. The one thing that is clear about our current situation is the trajectory. We have lost 30 news polls in a row. It is clear that the people have made up their mind about Mr Abbott's leadership. Now, what we also need to remember, and this is a critical thing, is that our party, the Liberal Party, has the right values. We have a hugely talented team here in the Parliament. Our values of free enterprise, of individual initiative, of freedom, this is what you need to be a successful, agile economy in 2015. What we have not succeeded in doing is translating those values into the policies and the ideas that will excite the Australian people and encourage them to believe and understand that we have a vision for their future. We also need a new style of leadership in the way we deal with others, whether it is our fellow members of Parliament, whether it is the Australian people. We need to restore traditional cabinet government. There must be an end to policy on the run and captain's calls. We need to be truly consultative with colleagues, members of Parliament, senators and the wider public. We need an open government that recognises that there is an enormous sum of wisdom, both within our colleagues in this building and, of course, further afield. But above all, we have to remember that we have a great example of good cabinet government. John Howard's government, most of us served in, and yet few would say that the cabinet government of Mr Abbott bears any similarity to the style of Mr Howard. So that's what we need to go back to. Finally, let me say something about Canning. Now, this is an important by-election, and I recognise dealing with this issue in the week before the by-election is far from ideal. But, regrettably, there are few occasions that are entirely ideal for tough calls and tough decisions like this. The alternative, if we were to wait and this issue, these problems were to roll on and on and on, is we will get no clear air. The fact is we are maybe 10 months, 11 months away from the next election. Every month lost is a month of lost opportunities. We have to make a change for our country's sake, for the government's sake, for the party's sake. From a practical point of view, a change of leadership would improve our prospects in Canning, although I'm very confident with the outstanding candidate we have that we will be successful. Now, you'll understand that I now have to go and speak to my colleagues. I trust I've explained the reasons why I am standing for the leadership of the Liberal Party, motivated by a commitment to serve the Australian people, to ensure that our Liberal values continue to be translated into good government, sound policies, economic confidence, creating the jobs and the prosperity of the future. Remember this, the only way we can ensure that we remain a high-wage, generous social welfare net, first world society is if we have outstanding economic leadership, if we have strong business confidence. That is what we in the Liberal Party are bound to deliver, and it's what I am committed to deliver if the party room gives me their support as leader of the party. Thank you very much.